I on?
Yes.
All right, what is going on, guys? Jake Adams coming to you live again. If you tuned in last night, maybe for Europe, you were just waking up. The United States, you were dead asleep. But I did a video last night of Masana Aquarium, a little bit more of a studio in Taiwan. And now we're in Kaoshiung, a little bit further south here in Taiwan. And I wanted to show you this store because it's got a lot of cool livestock. We are sitting right here in the Freshwater area. So yeah, thanks to everybody for tuning in. This is it's a very enriching experience to see how other people keep reef tanks, what livestock they're into, all aquariums really. And so I thought I would share the experience with you. I've only been here for a few minutes, but at least long enough to know that I wanted to share this story with you. So let's get started. Again, my handy cameraman, David, the gimbal. And now we're gonna get started. There's David. Wave, David. Thanks, buddy.
Yeah.
Okay, so you know what? I'm gonna start with a teaser because you guys know I like to end up on the beautiful reef tanks, but this is not where we are going to start. But here's a taste of where we're going to end. So there's one show tank. There's another. Oh man, this tank. I think I could just sit here with a beer and just look at this tank for like hours, pretty much all night. I haven't given it a close look, but once again, just gonna share the experience with you all. Here's a little bit more of a reef tank. So this store is called Bei Aquarium, and they don't discriminate. They have a little bit of freshwater and saltwater, and yeah, just a little bit of everything. Give you a tour. Wave, everybody. Everybody say hello. Hi. And I'll introduce you to the owner here in a little bit. He doesn't speak a lick of English, but I don't speak any Chinese. So here's another reef tank. So we're gonna do a quick tour of the dry goods. We've got a big dry goods section, and one thing I'm starting to see and appreciate in Taiwan is that there's a huge diversity of products. I mean, just look at all those SKUs, all the different products here. Like in America, this would be, 25% of the number of products. There'd just be more volume. So we're not going to spend too much time on this, but I just wanted you to see just like how diverse the product range is, and it sure doesn't hurt that here in Taiwan they have access to Taiwanese products. So this is one thing that really caught my eye. These small little affordable CO2 regulators. Let's see, it's 30 Taiwan dollars to $1 US. So that's maybe, I guess, I don't know, is that 10 bucks, 30 bucks? This is about $30 here. A lot of different accessories. Here's all the planted stuff. Like I said, we're not gonna dwell too much on these shelves, but to me, it's just always fun. I mean, like in an American aquarium store, you would only see these, right? You'd only see a few tidal power filters, some aqua clears, but I can't even count the number of power filters that are available here at Bei Aquarium. Goodness, oh man, I could just like sit here and inspect these and figure out what's different about all of them. This one's got a surface skimmer add-on, a lot of cute little ones. This is a super slim. This thing's like, the whole filter is about this thick. What else do we have? What is that thing? Well, that's cool. Very, very, very cool. All right, once again, I'm going to not spend too much time on the dry goods because this shop has a ton of livestock. But look at all those different additives, foods. They got a bunch of shrimp foods here. Man, just like this is a living catalog, just a walk-in catalog of just about everything you could ever want for aquariums. Here we go. Here's some products you might be interested in. I think these are HM Electronics LED lights here, the Block 2, and those are actually on display on one of the tanks over there. And here's the Halo light. It's superficially similar to the Kessel. It's definitely got that multi-chip, the dense matrix array LED, but they kind of have their own spin on it. In the United States, I think those are available from Aquatic Life. So here's the coral holding systems, which we will get to. But first, I do want to show you some fresh water. So we got to get our veggies before we can get our dessert. So thank you to the shop for turning off their air stones because it was really loud to hear, a lot of bubbling. So this is pretty cool, and I saw some of these at SIPs, these varieties, these domesticated varieties of crayfish. These are maybe like a little bit of piebald, white and orange. You can see that one right there in the back. He's got kind of like some cool stripes, some white legs, and you see on the other end of the spectrum we've got one that's a little bit more white, and here that dude is just popping out. And this one is not a dwarf lobster. He's actually, sorry, not a dwarf crayfish. He will get actually quite a lot bigger. And here are, let's see, I think these are called Rilly shrimp. Very interesting, a little bit transparent. We've got some lemon crystal shrimp, some of the yellows. There's a big boy, a different crayfish. It's so neat, you know, in a typical aquarium store, you'd be lucky to find one crawdad or something, usually as a feeder. But these guys have a whole entire section. And hey, look, there's a little aquatic turtle here. So, you know, I love all things aquatic. That's pretty cool. Oh, there you go. Hey, buddy, what are you doing? These look like some kind of a musk or mud turtle variety. This guy's got the fully algified shell. What's up, man? All right, so moving right along. They've got like a lot of guppies, a whole bunch of guppies, and they're actually really, really big. A lot of big guppies. And right here, some Central American cichlid. Not exactly sure what that is. Some kind of barbs. We've got a little bit of a discus section here. And, you know, I know these are not our cup of tea, the blood parrots, but, you know, they're really important to the local scene, so I just got to give them a little bit of a flyby. And so, yeah, here's like a lot of different kind of common style fish. But one thing that I saw over here is a lot of really, really cool tetras. So if you're a reefer, you'll think that these are just, you know, some random little silvery fish or whatever. But I know that these are actually really pretty. These guys are actually like $15, and they get like a little bit of a reddish tail, a little bit of a blue on the side, but really hard to bring those out on camera. Got some apistos, some dwarf cichlids here. I can't even pretend to pick those up, but there was this cool, oh yeah, this is like a big showy tetra here. These are about 20 bucks. I want to say that they're African tetra of some kind, but I don't know exactly the name. But they are 700 Taiwan dollars, so about $23 or something. What else? Oh, these guys right here, they're like partially transparent. James Russo, man, like I don't know what you're talking about, passive digs, you know, we're just constructive here. I'm just live streaming and we're just enjoying ourselves. So let's see, what else do we have? What are these guys? I don't know. All right, so a lot of really cool tetras, some subtle ones that I don't know the names of. What are these dudes? Yeah, I've really always been a fan of kind of like the subtle silvery tetras. And okay, so here are two of the three really awesome tetras. Two of the very awesome freshwater setups. This I really, really like because it's more of a Dutch style aquascape. I'm getting to the saltwater. Just give me like 2 more minutes. This is a really, really cool plant. I think that's a species of Atelia, and I've actually never seen that before. Just caught it on camera. And here is a very nice cluster of, let's see, we've got some Ludwigia, some mermaid's weed, a different type of Ludwigia, and just a really, really nice field of freshwater plants. Really, really cool. These are tuned with the Calo lights here. So, man, I'm going to look at that tank a little bit more, especially that Atelia, because I've actually never seen that plant or a picture of it. And here is a little bit more of an aquascapes aquarium, a little bit more nature style, a lot of hardscaping. Wow, this is super cool because, like, you know, the gravel is really low here down below, and but otherwise the aquascape goes all the way to the back. We've got some dragonstone up in the back, and I guess these are pretty much like small anubias and mosses all along the side. So, like, I could feature each one of these tanks in a live video. We'll give a quick peek about this one right here. Very, very cool. This wood is very interesting. It's very fine wood. Someone asked what time is it here. It's actually late morning, so maybe like 10 o'clock or something. Very, very cool. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, here we go. Here's another one. Look at all those high quality red crystal shrimp. I don't even know how to grade them, but you know, having just come back from the competition in China, I know that these are probably a variety of prices. Super duper cool. Looks like they're clustered near some food or something. So very, very neat right there. Now let's go back to this masterpiece that we started out at. Very good. Oh man, look at that wood. This wood is just insane. I wonder how many pieces that is. Maybe like 3 pieces of wood. And it's covered mostly with mosses. We got some Windelov Java fern. Got some Bucephalandra varieties here and here. And I guess it's like a mini Pellia that's been put all over the place. That's actually not a moss, but it looks so freaking cool. And it's actually really, really easy to grow. Here we go, here we go. Gonna move over here. Yeah, so a really, really nice nature style aquarium. Where's the boss man? I want to say hi to the boss man. So, this is Mr. Hu. Say hi to the people. Tell him to say something in Japanese or in Chinese to the Chinese viewers. Is that it? All right. Mr. Man is pretty shy. I am going to pop on my filter so that we can get a really, really good look at some of these reef tanks. There are a couple animals that I saw that were just really, really blew my mind. So 1, 2, 3. Booyah. Instant filtration. Very, very cool. Okay, so what I'm going to show you now is the coral holding. Looks like this row right here is the HM Electronics. It's a kind of a high-powered, multicolored LED strip light. Again, these are made in Taiwan. I'm going to tour this side right here. These are Taiwanese corals. I asked about the prices, and they range roughly about $20 a piece. Let's see. These are all the soft corals right there. Hopefully that's not too dim for you guys. The acros are, you know, they're here. They definitely look a lot better in the display tanks. But one thing I wanted to show you that's actually freaking wild, really, really took my attention away, is these Xenia colonies, right? You guys have seen plenty of Xenia in your life. I'm sure you have. No big deal. Nothing crazy or weird there. Actually, I can tweak the light a little bit. Oh yeah, look at that instant tweak. So this is Xenia, right? You guys have seen this before, but check this out. Totally just took my breath away. This is an anemone. It's an anemone that perfectly mimics Xenia. Oh yeah, that filter is really necessary. So yeah, I could not believe that this is actually an anemone that looks just like a clump of Xenia. Look at that big old foot. And the clownfish are actually hosting it. I actually want to pick this up so you can see that it's not a clump of Xenia. It's just like this a mimic anemone. Now this anemone mimics virtually everything from algae to parietes to bird's nest, acros. It's just absolutely incredible, and I hope you can see just how close I had to get to appreciate how much this is actually not Xenia. So just truly remarkable evolution from this anemone. I'd never seen anything like this. Just add it to the long list of things that this mimic anemone can mimic. Okay, now we're getting over to the stony coral tank. A lot of familiar corals. We've got long tentacle plates. We've got some Xenia. This is an interesting section here because now you can start to get into some of the really beautiful corals. Let's see, what are we here? We have some really fuzzy orange Samacora, kind of a forest fire green Montipora with orange polyps. What else do we have? A lot of cool Cyphastria. So this one's yellow with the red polyps. This one's green with dark corallites. What else did I see in here that was kind of weird? Some nice little chalices here. You know, this is just like an everyday selection of chalices, so you don't expect to, you know, get your mind blown. But over here we have a little bit more. We've got the Planig Montiporas. a nice big selection of orange Leptoceras. There we go. Actually, when I walked in, I moved a lot of the Leptocerises to the edge because they were probably a little bit too bright. Rico's in the house. What up, Rico? And this is super cool right here. This is actually a colonial encrusting Cycloceras. So we tend to think of Cycloceras as being a single disc coral with a single mouth, but this is actually a colonial Cycloceras, and I've seen this a few times. I've literally seen, I don't know, 4 or 5 colonies ever, and there's actually 5 pieces sitting right here, just all together. Really, really pretty, and it's kind of like the encrusting Lithophyllon that we have in our reef tanks, but this one is a much thicker, longer polyps, and very, very bright. A beautiful green splashed sandal coral here. And there's some really, really beautiful zoanthids, but as you can imagine, it's really hard to capture these in a live stream. I don't know how good the resolution is. What else we have? Some locally made frags. I'm really curious to find out who makes these frags here locally for them. You know, so again, it's not the American style reef scene. And then some shrooms. I got a really crazy picture of a shroom, but it's on my phone, so I can't really show you while I am on my phone. Where was the super dupe? This is a really pretty one right here. Like a multicolor Rhodactis. Let's take that into the light. There we go. Look at that beautiful thing. And we do get these in the United States a little bit and a little bit in the West. But yeah, got some red polyps, some red tentacles. I'm actually being filmed while I'm filming. Check this out. They're filming me filming. Pictures of people taking pictures, if you know the Jack Johnson song. I'm gonna put that one down. And you know what? Hey, look, they got a couple bounces up in here. I'm assuming these are mostly wild. We got some green bounces showing up, and a lot of green frilly style shrooms. These are large Rhodactis colonies. Then you know that this thing would just get like the crazy flame tentacles under, you know, more of a purely actinic lighting that we are used to in the West. And then really, really nice. I'm gonna go with Cinerina on this one. I don't think it's quite Endophilia style, but thanks to all your patience, now it's time to show you some amazing display tanks. Oh, look at this thing. Very, very nice. This is using some newer strip lights from Halo Lighting. They got a couple different channels on them. And what's cool is there's no secondary optics on them, so it's just like a near broad, even light field on this aquarium, but all just like a tank full of acros. Pretty much, you know, they're familiar corals. You know, there's nothing super crazy in here. We've got an F-low on the side. This is a neat Monty because it's kind of got like a little bit of a light pink tip. I'm not really going to go on the equipment on this thing because my voice is starting to get hoarse, but it's what you'd expect, you know. We got a field of LED lighting. We've got a strong, this is a Seche, what do we call those things? I don't know. One of the high performance Seche, high performance Seo Rio pump. And it gets hot in Taiwan, so they have a chiller. But everything underneath is kind of what you'd expect. And we'll give another sweep of the corals and the acros. So this is mostly an SPS tank here. There's a beautiful specimen right there. It's so bright, it's actually blowing out the camera. And yeah, oh yeah, there's a really cool, another cool orange Leptoceras there with the green mouths. All right, so now we're gonna turn it around and take a look at the masterpiece tank. This thing is sweet, just from across the room. Totally, totally beautiful. Look at that thing. Just really, really nice aquascaping. We've just, you know, you're not trying to prove anything like they are over there with that nature tank, which it probably took a long time to put together. But this one over here, yeah, just 3 simple bommies, a few very, very large corals. You know, you got to appreciate the daylighting also of this thing. It's not totally blued out, and you can see that these acros are actually growing pretty fast. So very, very cool see-through aquascape. What else we have? Let's go take a look around the other side. And I really like the dedicated aquarium here with just acros. And what's cool is looking at it, you can kind of not really tell that it's an aquapora, that it's lit with LEDs. And you know, there's kind of an ornamental gorgonia in here. And man, you just gotta love these big tabling acros. Here we go. Here we go. All right, so that's what I gotta say here about Bei Aquarium. I'm gonna go out here and do my little outro. Hopefully this works. So thank you everybody for tuning in. Thanks to my host David Illumagic for taking me all around. We are catching up with Roy from Halo Lighting and Bruce from John Len. This is the first tour of the day, so I'm not promising I'm going to live stream the other two shops, but if they're worthy, I'm going to do my best. So thanks to everybody for tuning in. Let me know what you liked in the comments, and please share this with people and let people know that I'm in Taiwan and really trying to share the local scene here. And I will catch you on the next one. Thanks for tuning in, and yeah, bye-bye. Bye.